All right. But we have a roadmap roundup. It literally just came out like 2 minutes ago. So let's check it out. There's also word, I don't know if they mentioned it here, a potential 4.4 Evocati engineering playtest. I think I got all of that correct in there. So if that's not mentioned, that is something that is possible that will happen today. Well, this week. Excuse me, not today. With that roadmap roundup, they added the 2 guns to 4.3, and there's a new knife or knives that are melee weapons using the classic melee mechanics, but with deadly alien twist. I think that comes in the package, right? The Anvil Paladin, Stinger, Shiv, mission pickup on location, which, by the way, I said this the last time we saw it. There's no way that the Wicklow mission signs are mission pickup on location. They are. Elliot confirmed it in this chat a couple days ago. So that is not what any of us thought it was. Everyone thought it was you got close to a location, somebody called you, journal entry updated like every other video game you've ever played, and it wasn't. So yeah. Here's the announcement. We're aiming to start 4.4 Evocati testing as early as next week. We're also putting together a separate engineering tech preview for a playtest with Evocati later this week if all goes well. Don't count on that stuff. They are never correct in their assumptions on these. I'm pretty sure the last time the 4.3.2 was like literally a week later than when they said it was. So it just depends. Monocular rangefinders, they don't call them binocular, they're calling them monoculars. Okay, 4.4. Time for the good stuff. Here are the new things that are being added. RSI Meteor to Wicklow, and the Guardian MX with upgraded components and unique base livery. Okay. Shotgun pistol triple down. Bolt action mag drum triple barrel and a buckshot pistol. They have nothing. They have nothing left. So they just need to make the most ridiculous things because they've already made everything. It's triple down from Apex. I don't know. Missile launcher boom tube. We saw this one at CitizenCon. This was the rocket strapped together in a tube, releasing a single deadly payload. This weapon has high spread and an alarming and arming distance, leaning into its chaotic, unpredictable nature of finding the sweet spot distance. Okay. Interstellar hauling missions will be in. We saw these at CitizenCon, so they're in 4.4. Bang, right away. Exterior freight elevators, adding new ways of loading and unloading cargo in Nyx and Pyro, not Stanton. Can I talk about this for a little bit? I think if you're going to add something as important as this, it needs to be in all 3 systems. I think that's unacceptable, personally. Obviously, it's an alpha. It'll get added at some point. If it's not added in a .1, if like it's not like a priority, like if this was a priority for you to add, why is it not added to the Stanton stations? Are the Stanton stations too legacy? We're always doing this. The logic is probably having to redo the Stanton stations, right? That's probably the logic to this. I don't know for sure, but this is, again, the argument for this style of game development being so problematic, if that's true. Nyx missions. So yeah, again, great that they're being added. Weird as hell that the most popular system in the game doesn't have them. Nyx is probably not going to be very popular, just like Pyro isn't, because of the lack of law enforcement, potentially. Although Nyx might have a mixture of some kinds. All right, mission pack. Using existing archetypes with fresh new narrative spin against new enemies. Can I say something again? This doesn't work for me, personally. This is a personal opinion. You are free to have any of your own opinions on this. The same missions with skinned enemies it's getting old. It provides no narrative spin. It provides no grounding in the world. Nyx enemies are not going to feel any different than the Ninetales, are not going to feel any different than the Headhunters, are not going to feel any different than the Frontier Fighters or CFP. They all shoot at you. They all act the same. It's all the same. And I struggle with that one. So let me know what you guys think on that. I hate it. It drives me nuts. There's like no voice lines that are different between these guys. Yeah, it's the way they act, the type of weapons they use don't create a big enough variation in any of these things. And reputation was never really, truly added to Pyro in any significant way. And here we are. Nyx jump points, obviously. So they're like they told us at CitizenCon, there's going to be a Nyx in Stanton and Pyro, even though it was originally, you had to, I think, jump from Stanton to Pyro and then to Nyx. So now you can go from both systems. Vandal NPC pilots, that one's pretty obvious if we're going to Nyx. Which is funny, Nyx was never mentioned anywhere here. Did I skip it? So it's probably going to be more towards the bottom. Sworn enemies. Implementing a new operation welcoming players to Nyx. Intersec is looking for contractors willing to investigate abandoned QV logistics stations to follow the trail of Vandal tech that was sold to ASD. So, damn. Spoilers. If you haven't done any of the missions yet, do yourself a favor, read the data pad in the missions, because CIG just spoiled everything there, which is a classic by them. There's the Nyx system, so adding the Nyx star system with the Glacium Ring, Delamar, Levski, all the locations, of course. Glacium Ring say anything? Just dense asteroid belt. Okay, QV service stations, of course. There will be plenty of places to refuel because refueling as a mechanic has, with players, has still not really been done. Medium battle tech armor. We currently have the heavy, so now I guess we'll see a medium. Wicklow medium battle tech armor. So this will be the Wicklow turn-in for whatever missions we do. And then new hairstyles. Okay, I mean, number one, excited as hell for Nyx. I think it will be cool to go to a new place for a little while. It looks really nice. That's a good point that Abe is pointing out. No planets. That is not a surprise to me at all. Outside of exterior freight elevators and interstellar hauling missions, and maybe the shotgun, which is going to be weird. It really kind of depends on what's in this mission pack for me. They said there was going to be a lot of mining stuff. The problem with Mission Pack 1 is it says it's using existing archetypes. That would not include any mining updates. No Mission Giver, no planets. So I think we got a very simplistic way of delivering this. You probably think I'm going to hate that. I got news for you guys. That is the best way to do this. If, and this is a huge if, they keep building from there, which obviously they will with the planets and stuff. The planet tech is clearly not ready yet based on what we heard from what's his name, Ali Brown, over the last week or so. This Sworn Enemies is definitely the new, like, storyline thing. And yeah, I mean, we will be mining there in the Glacium Ring, but what will we be mining? How will mining be? Will anything change? I don't think anything will change until we get that planet tech. When planet tech comes in, lots of stuff will change with mining. We also know engineering is in the tech preview soon after that. That's probably maybe a thing that they want to get in by the end of the year. We'll see. Most likely not. I like that the Guardian MX is there because that's a kind of ship that I was looking to try. 4 guns on a Guardian sounds cool. But yeah, my scary things are Nyx missions. Don't get why we're not putting these in Stanton. There must be a good reason why. Would love to hear it. I think I would make a Spectrum post about this, like, immediately. Vandal pilots are going to be cool. They'll be really cool if they do an Ace helmet type thing with these. Vandal blade drops, something like that. And yeah, I look forward to jumping around the Glacium Ring, hanging out at Levski, and seeing what these stations look like. Although they look like they're going to be pyro things from CitizenCon. And yeah, of course. Ooh, one additional hairstyle and 11 new facial hair customizations for your character. So that's kind of cool. 11. So that might be neat. I wonder what those things are going to be. They might be some crazy ones, might be fun. Yeah, Vandal voice lines might be nice, all that stuff. There's some pics on release view. All right, let's check it out. Is everybody going to this page? What's going on here? Yeah, I think so. I think the page is getting eaten alive by everyone going to check it out at the moment. Let's go 4.4. Let's close everything else. Go 4.4, open it up. Here's the new hairstyles. Yeah, some goofy ones, Van Dykes. So, yeah, and then that's the new hairstyle. Okay. I just want to get this text on. There we go. Here's the medium armor. Looks kind of cool. Wicklow medium Battletech armor looks wild. Okay, you got colored versions in Discord General. Let me grab those. Here's the hairstyles. Here's the armor. That armor looks awesome. I found something I'm farming for. Is this medium? Yeah, this is medium, though. I'm still going to farm for it because it looks so fucking cool. That looks sick. Here's the regular armor. Cringe. In comparison. All right, let's go back to release view for a moment. I think the boys are still posting. So interstellar hauling missions, exterior freight elevators, next jump points. I think we've seen all this. Vandal NPC pilots. Locations, not really worth looking at. Levski. This is, again, the pyro station that we saw. No lights on the armor, I'm sold. Yeah, maybe they heard us. Ships and vehicles, says work in progress. Weapon and items. Okay, they got the weapons, so let's see if Discord you have colors of the weapons. There it is. That's a cool looking pistol. Nobody uses pistols, but they might for a few minutes. And then here is the thing that we saw from CitizenCon. So that's nothing crazy. We've seen a lot of that. And then obviously just another good look at Levski if you guys haven't seen Levski yet. So Coda's underrated, but the med gun is so powerful that it's kind of hard to use anything else. But all right, that's roadmap roundup. I think that's really cool. That armor looks really sick. So I hope you guys come to 30K Inc. to get your mats for that armor, because damn. And that's roadmap roundup. I think small steps is way better than diving in head first and everything being broken all the time. I just hope small steps are consistent, and some of the things that come to places like Nyx go to Pyro and also go to Stanton. So fingers crossed on that. External elevators are cool, but they're not cool if they're not in Stanton as well, especially if they told us that you're going to be doing interstellar missions all the way through to Stanton. So what gives there, I don't know. we'll have to see. But with that, that's Roadmap Roundup. So let me know what you guys think. I'll post this on YouTube. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, subscribe, all that stuff. And we're trying to keep up with the news a little bit more here from this point forward. So cool.